David Menzies for Rebel News here in North Toronto. And folks, I'm near the intersection of Yonge Street and North York Boulevard, the scene of the crime, if you will, regarding that dog dragging incident last week. But then again, was this a crime? Was the dog dragging incident accidental or intentional? Now, folks, if you missed our first report on this horrific incident, here is the skinny from a Toronto Police Service media release. Quote, "A man and a woman were in a moving vehicle with their two dogs. The dogs were tethered to a single leash that was affixed to the collar of each dog. The vehicle stopped momentarily when the woman exited and removed one of the dogs from the vehicle, still affixed to the leash, and shut the door and got back into the vehicle. The dog was outside of the moving vehicle and being dragged as the vehicle continued. The second dog in the vehicle was being pulled by the force. Bystanders intervened to stop the vehicle and called police. The dogs were taken to a veterinary clinic and treated for their injuries." Mohammed Sabri Kamara, 54, was charged with 4 counts of willfully cause unnecessary pain / suffering or injury to an animal. His wife, Zagara Hoyserkani, she was arrested and charged with 2 counts of willfully cause unnecessary pain / suffering or injury to an animal. And we do have an update on this story for you. First of all, as we reported in our initial piece, Mr. Camara is, or rather was, an agent with Remax Realtron in Thornhill, Ontario. I spoke to him recently, and he told me that he decided to resign. Ever since news of this got out, there's been all sorts of abusive calls. He says he's been receiving death threats. So he wanted to take the heat off his co-workers. Now, what was very interesting is that Mr. Camara insisted the whole thing is a misunderstanding. The entire matter was an accident. I wanted to get him on camera. I wanted him to give his side of the story, but he only would speak to me on the phone. He said he would reach out to his lawyer, and if he got permission, he would come on camera. But that was more than 24 hours ago, and I haven't heard back from him. He also told me that the 2 dogs in question are a mini golden doodle and a Bernie doodle. Those dogs are off the charts on the cute meter, believe me, folks. He did seem sincere when he spoke to me, but I had to ask him, how did this incident happen? How in the world was it an accident? Well, check out what he had to say in his own words.
I have 2 dogs, okay? Because they are always together, I use one leash, one side to the one dog and the other side to the other dog.
Okay.
Okay. So and it makes easier for me, and it's whenever they want to separate, they cannot because they get used to each other. Okay. So the leash is this way, and then they were in my car. I was driving. My wife said stop, and I stopped, and she took one of the dogs out, and after that I was not very, at that time probably I feel that I'm not 100% there, and then my wife sitting in the car. I forgot that the other dog is out, and I start driving, and I saw that the people are running after me, and I thought that there is something happening on the spot, and then I wanted to back and see that the other people just stopped my car, and I said, okay, let's see what happened, and I came out and I see that my dog was out. That's it.
The thing is, folks, I'm very much struggling with this explanation. Keep in mind, he did not pull into a driveway. He did not pull into a shopping mall. They were in a lane of traffic. How could it have been that even if his wife left the dog outside for whatever reason, He was behind the wheel. He had the foot on the accelerator. Presumably, he saw his wife putting the dog outside the car. What would have made him drive away? And later on in our conversation, I asked him what made his wife act like that. He told me she was suffering from a panic attack. Can't understand is if you were on a street in a vehicle,
My wife had a panic attack. That's the only thing that I can tell you.
and that made her put the dog outside the car.
If I should talk with my lawyer first.
Now, I'm not saying that Mr. Camara is not being truthful, but to me, folks, there are so many details of this story that just don't add up. I mean, as I said earlier, if you're letting the dog out of the car for whatever reason, and it's on a leash, and then you drive away without ensuring the dog is in the car, I can't connect the dots. I'm a dog owner. I can't ever see that happening with my beloved dog, Sir Gregor. And of course, there are two sides to every story, and Rebel News believes on getting the other side of the story. But I never heard back from Mr. Camara. He said he would reach out to his lawyer. I am assuming the lawyer has told him to keep his mouth shut because my calls have not been returned. So for now, in the months ahead, we will see how this matter plays out in a court of law. I should note that the maximum penalty for injuring or endangering animals is 5 years imprisonment and a fine of up to $10,000. Stay tuned for more. For Rebel News, I'm David the Menzoid Menzies. Well, folks, this is certainly a disturbing story, and we're doing everything we can to get the facts right. But you know what? We count on you, our beloved viewers, for support. Unlike the legacy media, we don't get a nickel of taxpayer money, nor would we accept it if offered. Please, if you can, go to rebelfieldreports.com. That's rebelfieldreports.com. And if you're able to, kindly make a donation.